Anyway, our way is to Mount of Olives, the signs of the end of the world, where Nabi Isa ascended to heaven from Mount of Olives. If we go back to the history of Islamic history, it's mentioned the hadith about Nabi Isa. When he ran away from Jerusalem, he ascended to heaven. In Christianity, it's completely different. That's the Roman and the Jews, they arrested Nabi Isa or Jesus and they crucified him. He passed away for 3 days and he resurrected at the 3rd day. But we're going to visit where Nabi Isa he ascended to heaven, and over there it's commemorate the event of Nabi Isa. Even the Christian, they visit the same site where Jesus he ascended to heaven, because the same belief for Muslim and the Christian about Nabi Isa or Jesus. Again and again, guys, we are in the east part right now, but to your left hand side is the west part. So imagine in 1948, it used to be a wall right here separate the two sides, east and west. We remember that the British, they controlled the country in 1917 after the Ottoman, and the British, they helped Israel to establish their country. So 1948 established the Israel established right here in the west part. But in the east part in 1967, Israel controlled the east and the west. That's the reason how come we have a lot of refugees in Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, and even until nowadays. Tomorrow we are heading to Hebron. So we're gonna see a lot of refugees our way, refugee camp in our way to Hebron from Jerusalem, and their background is from Jerusalem. Until nowadays they have the keys of their homes, but they cannot come back because there is a wall surrounding the village, the Palestinian village, and a checkpoint surrounding the Palestinian village, so they cannot come into Jerusalem. The Palestinians, they are living about 10 minutes far away from Masjid al-Aqsa, and they cannot visit Masjid al-Aqsa. Really so sad. That's the situation right here in Jerusalem. Jerusalem, the Holy Land, the Promised Land, the land of Mahshar and Manshar. Everything starts from here and everything will finish right here in the city of Jerusalem. The first people who settled in Jerusalem, Canaanite, and we know that the Canaanite, they were worshipping God, which is mentioned in the Quran, his name Baal. It says in the Quran, وَيَعْبُدُونَ Baal. They were worshipping Baal in this area. By the time of Nabi Ibrahim, when he entered the land, all the Canaanites who's living in Jerusalem, they become Muslim. It's only one religion in the whole world. It's Islam. Since Nabi Adam to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But the human being, we created the other religions, Christianity, Judaism, and nowadays we have the Baha'i, Druze, a lot of religions. We create the things. Look to your right hand side. This is the old city of Jerusalem. Umar ibn Khattab, when he saw Masjid al-Aqsa the first time, he did takbir 3 times. So we have to do takbir 3 times like Umar ibn Khattab. Takbir. Allahu Akbar. Takbir. Allahu Akbar. Takbir. Allahu Akbar. Umar ibn Khattab in 1636, he came from the south, from Mecca, all the way to Masjid al-Aqsa to right here. And the other side, he came from the other side, the south part, where there's a mountain, the name of that mountain, Mukabbir. That's mean Mukabbir Takbir, because Umar ibn Khattab, he standing that mountain right there, and he did the Takbir 3 times. So it's become a tradition in Palestine. All the Palestinians, as soon as they see Masjid Aqsa, they have to do takbir 3 times. To your left hand side, the Hebrew University, and that's especially for the Israel. Anyway, look to your left hand side. We going down there after we're gonna finish the Mount of Olives, that's Jericho and Dead Sea. We are above sea level, 700 meters to 800 meters. And right there to your left hand side, the Dead Sea, Jericho, 400 meters below sea level. It's very hot down there. Anyway, Augusta Victoria to your left hand side, that's the church and the hospital. Who built that Augusta Victoria? Wilhelm II from Germany. He's a Caesar from Germany. And he loved so much the Ottoman Empire in that time. Turkey, Ottoman Empire controlled the country right here from 15th to 19th century. And until nowadays, even the Turkey from Istanbul or from all over Turkey, till nowadays they are speaking Germany. They study in their school Germany. They love each other until nowadays. So that time, the Sultan Abdul Hamid, he gave that land to Wilhelm II, and Wilhelm II, he built a hospital. But after the Ottoman Empire, 1917, Wilhelm II, or his wife, Augusta Victoria, she built the church very close to the hospital, which is the name of the church, the Ascension of Jesus. Protestant church commemorate the event of Jesus. He ascended to heaven. It's not the right spot, but anyway, that's the church commemorate the event of Jesus for German Protestant. Anyway, we are in Mount of Olives, and as I said again, this is the Arab area, 90% Arab Muslim living right here in this area. Now, Umar ibn Khattab, when he came, Sahabat Rasulullah, all the friends of Rasulullah, they came with Umar ibn Khattab and they settled here in Mount of Olives or Jerusalem. They love Jerusalem so much, they love Al-Aqsa so much. Like Salman al-Farisi, Shaddad ibn Aus, Ubadah ibn Samit, Khalid ibn al-Walid also come here, Amr ibn al-As come here, Yazid ibn Abi Sufyan, all of them come here. But Khalid ibn al-Walid, he have to go back because still it's not finished the battle with the Byzantine Empire or the Byzantium Empire in that time. Well, we have a good driver. Our driver, his name Ahmad, is very good. Again and again, guys, we are in Mount of Olives again. We are in Mount of Olives. We heading to the panoramic view of Mount of Olives, and we're gonna see the whole old city of Jerusalem, the wall of the old city of Jerusalem, which is we have 40 quarters inside the wall of city of Jerusalem. The quarter of the Jews were the Wailing Wall, quarter of the Christian, tomorrow we're gonna visit where the tomb of Jesus they are believing in Christianity. We don't believe that's Nabi Isa or Jesus, he crucified and he resurrected from death. But anyway, we have to go there for Masjid Omar, very close to the Holy Sepulchre where is the tomb of Jesus. And the Muslim quarter where is the Masjid Aqsa, and the Armenian quarter where is the tomb of Nabi Dawood and the Last Supper. Anyway, also about 100 years ago, nobody can live outside the wall of Jerusalem. Mount of Olives empty, not even one building, because nobody wants to live outside of the wall of Jerusalem. Every night, all the gate of Jerusalem will be closed for security, safety. and we're gonna see the wall of Jerusalem. And wall of Jerusalem, it has 8 gates, all of them open except one gate. It's Mercy Gate, the size of the end of the world. Guys, look to your left hand side. There is a minaret right there, and that's the mosque with the church. Commemorate the event of Nabi Isa ascending to heaven. From right here we will come back to here, inshallah. We will visit. It's not in your itinerary, but we gonna visit the side. Don't worry, brother and sister, believe me, I will give you of my heart any sites we can stop here to give you as a bonus, as an extra side. Don't worry, I will give it off my heart. Anyway, look to your left hand side. There is a church, Paternoster, our Father in heaven. Right here in Paternoster, there is a church. Inside the church there is a cave where the Christians, they are believing that Jesus, he taught his disciples how to pray our Father in heaven the first time right here. Now we are in Mount of Olives. Even Islamic, we don't have any problem with that story, because even in Islamic, we know that Nabi Isa, he used to get out from the old city of Jerusalem to Mount of Olives and pray every day and every night in Mount of Olives. And how come the name of it Mount of Olives? Because it used to be full with olive tree. Look to your right hand side, the old city of Jerusalem. And this is the complex of Al-Aqsa. I need to understand one thing. You think the first masjid, the Great Dome, is Masjid Al-Aqsa, and that's wrong. The whole complex is Masjid Al-Aqsa. Inside the complex of Masjid Al-Aqsa, we have 2 masjid. The Dome of the Rock, where Nabi Muhammad, he ascended to heaven, and Al-Masjid Al-Qibli, the first direction of Islam, the first Qibla of Islam, it's Al-Masjid Al-Qibli. Both of them inside the complex of Al-Aqsa. This is the wall of Jerusalem, guys. This is the wall of Jerusalem in front of us. And all the tomb very close to the wall of Jerusalem, it's a Muslim cemetery. And those cemetery, it's the most important thing. Sahabat Rasulullah, close to the Mercy Gate right there. Look to your right hand side. That's the wall of Jerusalem. There is a gate, it's closed. That's the name of it, Mercy Gate. That's the signs of the end of the world. Nabi Isa and Al-Mahdi, they will come from Mount of Olives and they will enter that gate. That's the reason how come until nowadays the Israeli soldier in the top of that gate, they thinking they can shoot Nabi Isa when he come back. I don't know what they're doing over there, but they keep watching that gate, and it's closed. And who's gonna open that gate? Nabi Isa, inshallah. Now the cemetery very close to us, it's a Jewish cemetery, and that's the most expensive cemetery in the whole world. One tomb, the age of it $200,000 to $500,000. How come? Because the Israeli or the ultra-Orthodox Jews, it's not the Israeli, the ultra-Orthodox Jews, they are believing in the end of the world, the first people, they will resurrect from death, who buried right here in Mount of Olives. That's the reason how come it's so expensive. Let's go, guys. We're gonna spend about 10 minutes and we come back to the bus, but please